What's up guys, welcome back to GoldClassGaming. Today I'm back with another ABC deck profile. I know it's been 10 months since I uploaded the video. Deal with it. But no, we're back. It's the end of the format. You know, Power of the Elements is coming out soon. More importantly, the last set that came out was Dimension Force. And for anyone who's paying attention, Dimension Force has been extremely impactful for ABC. Because of a card called Therian King Regulus, but also some other cards that have kind of flown under the radar for people for a long time. So I've been testing out this build for several months now. Was going to take it to Nationals. Unfortunately, couldn't go to Nationals, but I'm still going to share it with you guys today. This build is absolutely insane. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into this deck profile. Starting off with the monsters, you have 2 copies of A Assault Core, 3 copies of B Buster Drake, and then 2 copies of C Crush Wyvern. And then to round off our Union lineup, we have 1 copy of Union Driver. This card's your enabler. Get all your hanger plays going. I played only 7 pieces as opposed to the full 9 because I just needed to make room for other stuff in this deck, and A and C were just the first 2 up on the chopping block. Then next up for our monsters, we have 3 copies of Therian King Regulus. This card's absolutely insane. This deck, revive your pieces, get a free negate, summon back the pieces. It's so free, it's so good. There's also some more synergy in this deck that we'll explore later once we get into these spell cards. That really makes this card just so good in this deck. Now for the real meat of this deck, we have 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior Synthis, 1 copy of Symphonic Warrior Piano, 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior Guitar, 3 copies of some new faces with Symphonic Warrior Guitarist, and 3 copies of Symphonic Warrior DJJ, and then to round it off with 2 copies of Symphonic Warrior mics. Apparently in Dimension Force, they printed new Symphonic Warrior monsters, and they're really good. It's just a general monster spam, synchro spam engine, and you can do some really crazy combos with this, and we'll get into that once we get into the combo. But now off to the spell cards. We have 3 copies of Union Hanger, 1 copy of Theory of Disc Coliseum, 1 copy of Synth Amplifier. This card's absolutely insane. And then to help with our field spell consistency, we have 1 copy of Terraforming and 1 copy of Set Rotation. This deck is playing 3 field spells, so you will almost always be able to resolve Set Rotation and either give yourself Amplifier or your opponent. Even if you draw Amplifier or draw or use Amplifier or Disc Coliseum, you'll still be able to resolve Set Rotation by giving your opponent the other card. Disc Coliseum and Set Rotation, Disc Coliseum and Synth Amplifier are just such great consistency boosters to this deck and give you so much utility both going first and going second. Then next up we have 3 copies of General Probe. This is also a new card in Dimension Force. It helps build you some symphonic counters to help facilitate more effects, as well as can use symphonic counters to search any Symphonic Warrior monster in your deck, and also when you summon a Symphonic Warrior while you control General Probe, it will search you Synth Amplifier. So this is a really good card to have in your hand because gives you a lot of extra gas and counters and searchability. It's really good. Then we have 3 copies of Small World. I don't have a 3rd copy of Small World because I ordered it off TCG Player and then it just never came. But I am running 3 copies of Small World. Fun fact: Therian King Regulus is the perfect bridge for Small World. If you use Small World, you can basically exchange any monster in your hand for any other monster in your deck by using Therian King Regulus as the bridge. If you have a Symphonic Warrior mics in your hand and you want to exchange that for a Symphonic Warrior guitar, you can use Regulus, or exchange mics for a B, or exchange B for a C, or C for a piano. You get the idea. Using Regulus as the bridge lets you go from any ABC piece or Symphonic Warrior to any other ABC piece / Symphonic Warrior. And then to round out the main deck, we have 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. 39 cards is just more consistent than 40. And I think that you just play a one Upstart just really help boost that consistency. This is such a really good and great and fun build. And it gets even more hectic once you get into the extra deck. You guys really see these tech choices I'm playing. And then I'll show you guys the combo at the end of the video, where this deck makes 8 interruptions. It is an absolutely incredible number. All right, off to the extra deck, we're going to start off with 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster. Once again, I would love to have played the third, but I just simply needed to make room for more stuff in this extra deck. And, with the 15 card limit, I just had to cut something. And the third Dragon Buster was just the one I had the hardest time keeping around. Then for our other fusion monster, we have 1 copy of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. This will make more sense later. Off to our synchro monsters, we have 1 copy of Baron de Fleur, 1 copy of Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, 1 copy of F.A. Dawn Dragster, 1 copy of Shooting Riser Dragon, and then our last synchro monster is 1 Symphonic Warrior Rocks. If you don't know what this card does, when you summon it, it adds any pendulum monster from your extra deck back to your hand. And so it's basically the second effect of Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. It's a really, really powerful generic 7 card. I am amazed this card has not shown up in more pendulum decks. This card is absolutely insane, especially when paired with Beyond the Pendulum, which is something I want to do at some point, but that's very different. That's a very different video. Now for our Xyz monsters, we only play 3. You have 1 copy of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, which rounds out our Odd Eyes package to easily turn any 2 level 7 monsters into, well, turn, make a Meteor Burst, make another level 7, get out our Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, link it off, and get our Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. And then we have 1 copy of Gear Gigant X. It's a great, searcher, can search almost this entire deck, since every monster in your main deck, except for Symphonic Warrior Mike's and Theory and King Regulus, is level 4 or lower, and also Union Driver. This card can search almost any card in your deck, can search you all your starters, all your extenders, any combo piece you need. It is so good. This card also helps. This card, along with Shooting Riser Dragon, is how this deck can make Dragon Buster without drawing Union Hanger or an ABC piece. Now for our last Xyz, there's 1 copy of Evil Zor Lagia. Now, I hear you'll ask, don't you need 2 dinosaur monsters to make Evil Zor Lagia? Well, you do, except for one thing. Symphonic Warrior Piano has the ability to change the monster type of any Symphonic Warrior card in the field, and it's a soft once per turn, which means you can just change 2 Symphonic Warriors to a dinosaur and make your good friend Evil Zor Lagia. And that sounds complicated. It's truthfully really, really easy once you're in the combo. And I'll show you that off later. Now to round out our extra deck, we have our Link monsters, 1 copy of Apollosa, 1 copy of Christian Halka Fibrax, 1 copy of Platinum Gadget, and 1 copy of Barricade Board Blocker. Halka Fibrax and Apollosa come up a lot in this deck as part of your main combo, versus Platinum Gadget and Blocker are really just there to help you play through all your weird hands where you get stuck somewhere or have to just dump an ABC piece in some capacity. But yeah, that's our full 15 card extra deck. Now to end off this video, I'm going to head out to this combo and show you guys how to make 8 negates with this board. All right, now off for our combo. So this combo is going to be working off of 1 copy of Union Hanger, 1 copy of Symphonic Warrior DJJ, and 1 copy of Synthus, and then we're going to have 2 other blank cards in our hand. If you don't have Union Hanger, these 2 cards can still make you a board with Dragon Buster with multiple negates, but for the purposes of demonstration, I'm going to show it to you with Union Hanger, and then maybe I'll make another video later this week talking to you about all the other alternative lines you can go through. So to start off, we're going to normal set Symphonic Warrior Synthus, and then with DJJ in our scale. Use the effect of DJJ in our scale to flip Symphonic Warrior Synthus, activating its effect to search any Symphonic Warrior monster from our deck to our hands. We're going to search another copy of Symphonic Warrior DJJ, and then the effect of DJJ will activate, allowing us to summon it out of our scale, and then its effect on field will activate, allowing us to set another Symphonic Warrior monster out of our deck, except for DJJ. We will set another copy of Symphonic Warrior Synthus to our field, and then now we will take these Symphonic Warrior DJJ we just added, put in our scale, and then once again use its effect to flip Symphonic Warrior Synthus, and then trigger its effect again to search another Symphonic Warrior monster. This time we'll go for Symphonic Warrior Guitar. Synthus's effect to summon itself, DJJ's effect to summon itself is once per turn, so unfortunately we cannot use that again, but that's okay. Now we're going to overlay both of our syntheses for our Gear Gigant X. Then we're going to use the effect of Gear Gigant X to detach 1 copy of Synthus to add a level 4 machine from our deck to our hand. We're going to add Symphonic Warrior Piano. Now we're going to put Symphonic Warrior Guitar in our far right scale, and then use its effect to discard Symphonic Warrior Piano and special summon a Symphonic Warrior out of our deck. We're going to summon Symphonic Warrior Guitarist, and then the effect of Guitarist will trigger when it's summoned to send a Symphonic Warrior in our send a card in our scale back to our hand. We're going to send Symphonic Warrior DJJ back to our hand to clear up our other scale. Now Symphonic Warrior Guitarist and Symphonic Warrior, and Gurion X will link off into Crystron Halki Fibrax. And then the effect of Halki Fibrax will activate, allowing us to summon another tuner from our deck. We will go for another copy of Symphonic Warrior Guitarist. And then, we'll put Fibrax over there. Let's go for another copy of Symphonic Warrior Guitarist. And now Guitarist and our copy of DJJ can tune together for a copy of Symphonic Warrior Rocks. Now the effect of Rocks will activate, allowing us to add a pendulum monster from our extra deck back to our hand. We'll add Symphonic Warrior Guitarist to get access to a scale 0. Now we'll activate Union Hanger and use its effect to search a copy of B Buster Drake. And now you will put Symphonic Warrior Guitarist in our scale. Now we will go through and pendulum summon one copy of B Buster Drake, one copy of Symphonic Warrior DJJ from our hand, from our extra deck, one copy of Symphonic Warrior Guitarist from our extra deck, and then one copy of Symphonic Warrior DJJ from our hand. Now on summon, the effect of Union Hanger will activate and allow us to equip Union Driver from our deck to B Buster Drake. And now we're going to use the effect of, now we're going to synchro Guitarist and Rocks for a copy of Baron de Fleur. Now we're going to go into our graveyard and use the effect of Symphonic Warrior Piano to banish itself to target one copy of Symphonic Warrior DJJ, turn it into a dinosaur. Then we'll use the effect of Symphonic Warrior Synthesis in our graveyard to banish it to target a banished Symphonic Warrior and summon it to our field. We will summon Symphonic Warrior Piano. Then use the effect of Symphonic Warrior Piano to turn the other Symphonic Warrior DJJ into a dinosaur. Now you can overlay these two for our copy of Evil Zor Logia. And now we can use the effect of Union Driver to banish itself to equip C directly from the deck. And then you can use the effect of C to detach and summon itself to our field. Now we're going to use the effect of Symphonic Warrior Guitarist to target our other Symphonic Warrior Guitar and bounce these two cards from our scale back to our hand, giving us a total of 4 cards back in our hand. Then we're going to put Guitarist back in our scale because we need it. We need a level 3 tuner for later. Now we're going to synchro B and Symphonic Warrior Piano for Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. We will use the effect of B and Meteor Burst in whatever chain order you choose. B will add our copy of a Assault Core to our hand. And Meteor Burst Dragon will summon a card out of our Pendulum Scale, giving us our Symphonic Warrior Guitarist again. Now Guitarist and C Crush Wyvern can be tuned to make... Actually, before we synchro, what we can do is you can use the effect of Piano again to just banish itself from the graveyard. Once again, stop once per turn to change Symphonic Warrior Guitarist into a Divine Beast or whatever monster type we choose. It does not really matter. Now we'll be able to tune Guitarist and C Crush Wyvern together for another level 7 synchro monster. You can summon either Dawn Dragster or Riser Dragon here. It doesn't matter. You just need the level. So I'm gonna go with Dawn Dragster. Now the effect of C will activate to summon a Assault Core out of our hands. Now we're going to overlay Meteor Burst Dragon and Dawn Dragster for our Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. And then we will use the effect of our other Symphonic Warrior Synthesis in our graveyard to banish itself and target a banished Symphonic Warrior except for Synthesis and summon itself to once again allow us to bring back our Piano another time. And then we can link off our Absolute Dragon, our Piano, our Assault Core, and our Crystron Halki Fibrax for a copy of Apollousa Boa Brigadas with 3,200 attack and 4 monster effect negations. Now we can banish. Sorry. Now on summon, that will trigger the effect of Odd Eye's Absolute Dragon to summon Odd Eye's Vortex Dragon from our extra deck directly. And now we can banish our C Crush Wyvern, our B Buster Drake, and our A Assault Core from our graveyard directly to special summon the big man himself, ABC Dragon Buster. So now at the end of our combo, we have 3 cards in hand, one of which being the Symphonic Warrior guitar. We bounce back during our combo, giving us at least some extender for next turn guaranteed. And also, we have a Omni Negate with Baron de Fleur, an Omni Negate with Odd Eye's Vortex Dragon, 4 monster negates with Apollousa, a Spell Trap Negate or a Summon Negate with Evil Zorlagia, and our banish with ABC Dragon Buster, and plenty of ammo to feed it. This is an incredibly powerful board, and I honestly don't think that there's any deck in the meta that can really play through this board without having to open like Forbidden Droplets or Dark Ruler No More. And even then, with Forbidden Droplets, with our negates scattered across 5 different monsters, the only way they can stop our entire board with droplets would be if they send their entire hand to the graveyard, which most decks just cannot afford to do. Which means even with Forbidden Droplets, they can probably at best negate 1, 2, or maybe 3 of our cards, and that still leaves us with at least 2 interruptions to play with in the form of whatever they leave on the board. Yeah, so that's the main combo of this deck. And later this week I will make more videos talking about how to use this deck to make Dragon Buster without drawing Hanger or a piece, or what other or do some test hands and show the alternative lines of play that this deck has. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please feel free to drop a like on the video and leave a comment down below what you guys want to see next. After this, I'm going to be hopping full force into Power of the Elements format and be showing you guys how to absolutely destroy Splight into your elements with ABC. This is a great format for ABC. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.